What's going on, y'all? It's another episode of Minding Your Biz. I'm one of your co-hosts, Dr. Black Wealth, and we got...
Hey, it's your girl, Miss Bad Financial, checking in.
I know, on this #1 network for all things
Here
business
we go.
for the culture.
Let's go.
Listen, it's less than 600 of you all who are subscribed, and we very much so appreciate your support, your time, and attention to our podcast. We definitely want to make sure that we shout you guys out.
Yes.
And please tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe so we can grow our channel, get better, and add more guests to our show. We're starting to do interviews. So if you know a CEO or know a business owner who want to be interviewed on the show, let us know. Today, we're going to be discussing a lot of different things. We're talking about the TikTok ban, the BOI court ruling. Malls are being converted into apartments. But first up, we're going to be talking about Trump on the Meet the Press interview that he just recently did. And we're going to break down kind of like the top 5 things that we pulled from the interview to kind of like, so the first thing is mass deportations and immigration policy. So Trump reaffirmed his plan to deport millions of undocumented immigrants. He stated, "You have no choice. First of all, they're costing us a fortune," his words. Deportation will start with criminals and expand to others. Don't know what that means. Entire families, including American citizens with undocumented relatives, might be deported together. Is Trump bold plan for the mass deportation a recipe for chaos?
A+. Yes, it is. He's mixing in all the ingredients of chaos. Mass deportation, money, tariffs. It's the perfect recipe for all the tomfoolery. I mean, I knew this was going to happen when he was literally, we could go back several episodes and I literally said this. Criminalizing anybody who is not a citizen leaves it wide open for him and his administration to pick and choose and cherry pick who they feel is warranted to be in this country. And that includes, he also talked about birthright citizenship. Okay, so when you are born here, you automatically become a citizen. He's saying, not so. But the interview, I gave an A. I gave an A for the interview because he told us exactly who he was. I thought he was well-tempered. I thought he gave a good interview. It was very clear that he wasn't under any duress, that he wasn't tricked, and I hope you all read between the lines and you are going to fuck around and find out. That man, it meant exactly what he meant. He wasn't just talking. Like the last time he was there, they was like, oh, it's just him talking. He's just saying that. No, he's doing exactly what he said he's going to do. He's going to mass deport people. Now, mind you, undocumented immigrants pay more taxes than most of us. They're already a part of the workforce. And so for me to keep saying, oh, they're taking our natural resources, that's them kicking the can down the road while they misappropriate and mismanage money to now say, oh, it's the immigrants. It's the immigrants. So I'm going to give it all an A. All
right, cool. I'm gonna keep you going. We kind of like live. I'm gonna keep you going. So he's also gonna on January 6th do the January 6th pardon and retribution. He's pledging to pardon many January 6th Capitol riot convicts on his first day in office. He claimed these individuals are living in hell in prison. Trump suggests that lawmakers who served on the January 6th committee should be jailed. He denied calling for Biden's prosecution despite previous statements to the contrary.
What's the question?
120 days. Should these people be pardoned or not?
No.
Oh, my God.
No. And what am I grading him on? The idea is an F. The mere notion that these people ran up on the state capitol, anarchy, killed folks, pooped on stuff, just run amok. Goodbye. You don't get pardoned. Why should you get? It's an F. I don't have no more to say.
What's up, girl from?
Have no more to say.
From Scandal, Sally, when she did her show.
Have no more to say. An F. You run amok. They should not be pardoned. They shouldn't even be. I mean, that's the most treasonous thing you could do as an American citizen. Yeah. To run up on the Capitol, defecate on people's desks, just the lack of disrespect that you 100%. Have for the government. You get an F.
Cool. I think on the deportation, I'm a give it a B. I'm definitely. Only thing I'm not like convinced on is like I just don't want to. I'm not in agreement or supporting like people who family is not who's documented that might get caught up in that. I just don't know if they really got a warm and fuzzy on how they're actually going to extract people. But I'm definitely for getting the criminals out of here if there's such a thing.
Christ. Let me get the criminals out. Well,
right.
Of course the criminals want to get out. But where are you going to get the criminals meaning what? Because the notion that you're an illegal is criminal.
Well,
the mere notion.
The mere talking about that crime.
Oh, now we're gonna. It's a degree of criminalization. It's gotta be
because that's
no, it don't got to be.
That's how he put it out.
Oh, okay. He has a degree. It's a degree. It's like first, second, third. Oh, okay.
Laws is never black and white.
Oh, okay.
We should know that more than any race of people. January 6th pardons. I'm definitely giving that like an F. I don't agree with that. They could have had better ways to display their anger in a sense. I think, but this is at the same time, this is them. This is what's been going on since the riots of towns, since the beginning of America. So, it's definitely a part of the alley. So we're gonna we definitely gonna talk about the next two. Next to what they got going on. So also he trying to do economic policies and international relations. So Trump plans to implement tariffs on imports from major trading partners. He acknowledged uncertainty about the impact on consumer prices, stating, I can't guarantee anything. Trump indicated that the potential reduction in U.S. support from Ukraine. He suggested that NATO membership will be contingent on members
and reduce
settling their debt and fair trade practices. He also talked about NATO specifically in their membership, like I just mentioned, and the shift from U.S. foreign policies. So what's your take on both of these? Should he?
It's an F.
Why?
Because he just to me doesn't have a clear.
Are you giving him an F because it's him?
No, I'm not. Okay. I gave him an A on the interview now. I thought he did very well. I understand that there are issues in this country. We are not perfect. But I feel the people he has associated himself with don't help him give him a better idea of what global commerce is. I think he's singular focused as a businessman. And the government is not a business. It's not a business. You cannot run it that way where it's not about profits and cutting down the margin. It's not that. You have to be better at spending and providing. It's different. And it's giving businessman where it's really about, I'm going to cut down this fat and try to make money over here. And that works in a business, but that's not what the United States government is. They're not like, we need to get 25% more profits. That's singular focus. And he's missing the point of what he is as a president. So then to say it's about partnership. The allies to the north and south help us keep us very much safe from real threats abroad, right? That's Canada, who's very close to Russia, and potential China. So you need to, it's like you got to play the politics. So why would you disrupt your partners from the north or the south? We already know what's going on in Mexico. China is like tiptoeing through the tulips right in there. So you want to have a reason. You don't want to have a reason to really be upset with your partners that you share the same mass. That was our advantage from the other side of the world who experienced so much war because of how close your enemies were. We were at an advantage there. And I don't think he really gets that portion to me. And I think it's naive to think that the American people are not going to suffer tremendously with all these tariffs. I think he's short-sighted. And for that, I'm giving him an F.
Cool. I'm gonna give it a C. I think I'm really in the middle here because what I do like is I don't think that government has really ran efficiently how it has been since its existence. So I think a different take from a business perspective might do some good. It might do some damage, but it also might do some good. I'm definitely with helping us before we help any other people. And I think with the American military, there's enough, I feel, belief and in America that like America is nobody to be played with, which I think I don't know how often we really use that in foreign countries to where we can settle foreign differences. Like because we're everywhere. We are in every major place to where if something pop off somewhere, we can easily get there
on purpose
from all military.
It is
people.
On purpose,
right? So and that's why, and I think it's probably nice of us to maybe play fair in it, if that's a
we
thing.
are a superpower, and we have tremendous privilege. Yeah. Because of that, good, better, and different.
Yeah.
And so I think when you say, "Oh, well, America needs to pull back. We don't need to be everywhere. We need to, strong arm some of our UN partners, and we need to." I think it's strategic because you still the countries that are our partners in this, you have to give them something. Mm-hmm. You have to give them a little bit of meat, right, for them to want to play. Even though you are really taking advantage, you got to give them something. And I think strategically, it's just not, I don't think, a winning situation.
Gotcha. So another news now, TikTok is going on a ban. So TikTok claimed the ban will cost U.S. small businesses and creators $1.3 billion in the first month. American small businesses alone could lose over $1 billion in revenue.
Yeah.
Nearly 2 million U.S. Creators could face around $300 million in lost earnings. TikTok itself projects a 29% drop in its global advertising revenue for 2025. Over 7 million U.S. accounts uses TikTok for business purposes. 69% of the businesses reported increase in sales due to TikTok last year. TikTok operations contributed $8.5 billion to the U.S. GDP.
Okay. Listen.
The business using TikTok added $24.2 billion to the U.S. GDP in 2023. From a legal perspective, right, there are laws mandating that TikTok divestments from ByteDance is set to take effect January 19th, 2025. There's national security concerns as far as China government owning TikTok. The question is, does banning TikTok protect national security, or does it hurt American small business and creators more?
Child. That all this is frackinackle. So no and no. It's a smoke screen. You heard the amount of money that TikTok has brought to help contribute into this country, right? Billions of dollars, okay? To then say, well, it's national security, that the percentage that the Chinese owns is national security, where every other month there is an American company that all of our information is breached or leaked or sold on. I mean, Google, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. And these American companies, our stuff is never protected, ever. So then to say the percentage that the Chinese government, it is national security. It is a problem. They are getting our information. No, it's about control and how we disseminate and share information. That's what it's about. It is about Americans being able to make their own money, make their own schedule, and not being dependent on the status quo governments that are our businesses and corporations that people have removed since 2020. We even talked about this as more people were gig workers that were not going back to traditional jobs. That's a problem for American government and for the powers that be, the business owners. People say I can't find nobody to work because people go, well, I'd rather stand on TikTok and talk shit and make Instagram and sell this, that, and the third, where I can make my own schedule. I'm in my own house. No, it's about control. And I don't think that it has nothing to do with national security. And I really think it's putting American business owners and people at a disadvantage. So they're getting an F on both sides. With both questions you ask, they get an F. I think the American government is really shooting themselves in the foot on this one, an F and an F.
Oh my God.
And I did hear Trump possibly, when he gets inaugurated January 20th, saying that he may save it. If he does that, I will give him an A for that act only. That's it. Just for that small.
Jesus. I'm a I don't like it. I'm gonna give it an F. But I guess I'm also understanding the foreign affairs associated with this, because I feel like this is like, it might be cool if my information leaked to you, but if the neighbor get my information and I don't know, buddy.
Okay, so
it's an issue.
That would be a thing. Wait a minute. Give me 2.2. Give me. Okay, go ahead.
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay.
If my information leaked to you, I know you. I'm cool. If it go to the neighbor, I don't know, buddy. We got an issue. So I do got to control what I feel might be mine. Now, the main reason I'm giving it an F is because I do think it's going to really, really hurt small businesses and the creators on there. At the same time, I don't think it will be detrimental because you still have YouTube. I think we will pivot really fast to get into other avenues to make money.
Different.
Right, but I mean, at one point in time, TikTok was different, but we learned. Definitely, they have added a lot to the GDP and have created a lot of revenue. I mean, it will definitely affect my business because I got a few clients who are content creators who we service on their stuff. So
absolutely,
I'm definitely not in support of this overall. Like you said, just for America to have control.
And I think it stampers our freedom of speech. I think to say no, okay, and that's also be clear, as if TikTok is the only Chinese app that's sold. There are several other Chinese apps that are sold. So are you going to ban all Chinese companies? Like, what are we talking about here? No.
You're talking about TikTok.
No.
You're talking about all China apps.
Well, what about, you got Lemonade, you got a lot of different other ones that you share information on. That is just the largest. And United States, being super proprietary and controlling, has their eye on it. And I think that good old immigrant from South Africa has his eye on it. And he wanted to buy it. What's his name? Elon, who already has Twitter. I think he's got his eye on it. I think his hand is sprinkled all in it, and he's the one kind of
forcing the sale.
Absolutely.
That would be real chess. That definitely would be real. That's smart.
Is it?
Yeah,
for him. For him. Okay.
X.
Okay, for him.
And then on TikTok.
But I think that's detrimental to America.
You would have control over a lot.
Right.
A lot of stuff is detrimental to America. They don't care.
Okay.
In other news,
nobody cares.
The BOI court ruling. So this is a thing, right? Everybody's talking about the BOI, the Corporate Transparency Act for beneficial ownership information. This is the act that says that if you own a business, that you must report who actually owns the business, whether it's if you got it in a trust, you got the holding company, you up in Wyoming, if you in Nevada, if you did all the tricks and scams and giggles, you still got to go on the Department of FinCEN and say, I, Dr. Black Wealth, owns these entities, and so that is regulated with the Department of FinCEN. It's not supposed
even if
to
you
be
if you don't have owner share, if you have if you control any part of it, if you have any control managing stake in it, right?
Yep. So the ruling was, or the law mandates that we were supposed to file by December 31st.
Yeah.
What happened was there was a court case with the Eastern District of Texas issue a nationwide preliminary injunction on the case to halt the filing, suspend the filing, past the January 1st deadline of 2025. The Department of FinCEN actually did a rebuttal to that. They have filed an appeal, but they also have stated that the report is not currently required while this injunction is in place.
Yeah.
So you don't have to file, to be clear. It's on suspension from the court and the Department of FinCEN while they're going through this court case. Mm-hmm. So the question is, do you agree with the decision? And let's kick it up a notch. Do you agree with the decision and the overall policy of the BOI?
Okay.
I knew I was going to kick it up a notch.
This is like twisting me. Okay. I got to get one grade, right? I got to get one grade.
You can do what you want. You've been doing 2 grades for all year, so.
Producer
say 1 grade.
He said pull out 1 grade. Okay. like it. I never really liked the BOI. I got why they did it, but I don't like the transparency in it. And I'm gonna leave it there.
Oh, this is very alarming, guy. Oh my God, I did not expect this today.
I know, right?
From Mrs. Fab Financial.
It's almost like I was like
the Democratic representative for the people, by the people. This is very shocking. I'm sorry, I don't normally interrupt, but this is like, whoa.
It weighed me because a part of me, and I understood why it needs to be a thing, right? Because the federal government, of course, is the ultimate big brother. They always knew what was happening. And of course, it was like, hey, during certain times and
Oh my God. I'm gonna have this episode on repeat. I have to loop this reaction.
So
the highlight of 2024.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some anonymity on how businesses operate to a certain extent.
Okay.
I do.
I'm with you.
I do. I think that the government needs to jump through a little bit more hoops to find out what's happening, right? But I do understand why they have it. I do understand.
I see you. I'm seeing attention. It's definitely.
Oh, great. So, okay, I'm grading the injunction, or I'm grading the idea of the BOI.
No, we talking about the court case itself, the ruling.
I give it a B. I'm here for making the people work it out some more. Right. I think sometimes we do stuff way too fast and emotional.
Gotcha.
Let Fenton and them work it out some more. Maybe it could be some more concessions. So I'm giving it a B.
I'm A+ in everything. I do not like the BOI ruling. I'm a member of the National Business Association. That's a organization that's out of DC. They support small business and talk to Congress about things being in the favor of business. They were the first people to do the court case back in Alabama, which halted. The result of that court case was if you are a member of the National Business Association, you didn't have to file. This one's coming back from Texas, and it's at the federal level. My man said we halting it across the board, and I'm definitely with that because I think that contradicts what America is about. And you have to rally behind the things that people care the most about. There are a lot of businesses who.
The nation had that same regard for TikTok. Same thing.
I mean, 100%. Definitely is a business. That was just a little tricky because it's China. Anyway, I don't want to go back, but I'm definitely in support of this. I'm not a fan of giving up my, who I am. And then I also think about it too from a race perspective as well. Being Black in America, I think some anonymity is needed. Oftentimes when I introduce myself, I know this is public now, but I say, hey, I work for Eagle Financial Group. People have to pry out of me, right? If I'm the owner and all this other stuff, and it depends on where I'm at on how I reveal that. And I think that's my right to do so, and I think every other business owner should do so. So. Kudos, we'll definitely be following this to see what actually happens and give live updates as far as what we have to do. A lot of this does affect our clients. We've been getting a lot of calls and emails about it. Should I file? Do I have to file? What is this? Based off TikToks. Most people got their news from TikTok, which is informative. So, in other news, malls are being converted into apartment complexes.
Housing.
Into housing. So the U.S. is facing a shortage of approximately 5 to 6 million residential units. There's a decline in 50,000 stores across America with malls that they're trying to revitalize the malls.
For sure.
So of course, the places where they're kind of headlining this are the northeastern states. So Rhode Island actually converted their oldest building mall into the second and third units are now apartment complexes. Interesting perspective. I got a take on it, but how you feeling about it? Would you live in one? Would you not live in one? Are you?
When I saw it physically, I said no, ma'am. Okay. No, ma'am. I'm not living there. I understand the need for affordable housing, also 100%. To save space. Right. A lot of those places are, short on space, right? And so I do get it. I like an Airbnb thing, short-term rental as a business, but not a long-term.
Like an in and out thing.
Yeah, man. No. It's giving it could be Richard Island projects again. And that's one of the notorious projects in Philadelphia. It's giving I don't like it. I don't like it. Short-term rental, fix it up, make it cute.
So what's the negative effects on it?
Because it was way too small. You can't really have a stove. I don't know. How is it managed properly? Like it gives, like it's gonna have rodents and things over time. People get nasty when they live too close together, and it's not. The grade. Okay. I'm gonna give it an A for effort. I like the idea.
Right.
I'm excited. I would invest and I would turn it into a short-term Airbnb, but I personally would not live there.
That's like a contradictory on the investment.
I don't think so. No. I would go in and
invest where you lay.
I would go in and out. Hey, how's it going?
And be out. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it an A off the bat. I think if this was me, young, college, no kids, no wife, I definitely would be down for it.
It's gonna be kids in there. Food and all types of snacks.
But it's
gonna be nasty.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about the no cooking. Because
they shouldn't cook. It's gonna be nasty. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
I don't know how I feel about that because I grew up cooking, so I can cook. I wouldn't mind cooking my own food. However, if I'm a non-cooker, northerner, like if I'm single, that's definitely an option. Like I don't want to be in my mom's house, but I don't want to be like in an apartment.
We would have to have heavy rules on no food in the units, no baggies.
But that's impossible with the food downstairs. Still got the downstairs.
That's
shopping.
What I'm saying.
Yeah. So I mean, you definitely cleanliness. It's definitely given like dorm room. It's definitely given. If I'm military, I was military, so it's definitely given barracks. It's definitely giving that type of feel, right? But like I said, I like it. Overall, it's an A. I'm definitely messing with it. If I was young, I would do it. If me being now, I'm not doing it.
For sure, I'm loving it. I'm looking about investing. I got a complex in mind.
Right. If we could convert one of these.
one in mind.
Right.
What y'all doing? I'm going to set it up for you. Get that SBA 7-8 loan. Come on, let's run it up. I ain't living there, but y'all need a place to stay.
That's definitely a capitalist mindset, ma'am. I would not be investing nowhere I wouldn't lay.
Sir.
I'm not doing it.
The hypocrisy.
I'm not doing
Coming from this side of the table.
From this side today, I think it's hypocrisy from your side. But in other news, y'all, listen, the housing thing is a thing. It's a situation, y'all. Be on the lookout as more more stores close. And so we definitely recap this episode with the housing. We talked about the BOI ruling. We talked about a lot of different things.
Bans.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. And we'll see you when we see you.
That's right.
Peace.